L'Amour Fan by David Smith. Music by Cristina Sergi. Mojave Crossing, Part 9. Sitting by the river watching their children play, Kevin and Maggie are enjoying their last day of their Kern River vacation. Stacy and Trudy are in the water, alternating swimming, lying on their inflatable rafts, or coming back to shore to see what they're missing. Junior is playing with his trucks and cars with his friend Matt. They have blankets spread out in the shade of a tree with several chairs and a cooler sitting on them. They have the area to themselves right now. There are other people further upstream, but not close by. "Come out in the river with us, Mom," Trudy calls to Maggie. "Why don't you boys come in the water with us for a little while?" Maggie tells Junior and Matt. They look at each other, shrug their shoulders, and get up. Kevin had blown up the water rafts and inner tubes with a foot pump. They were ready to go. Kevin had been taking pictures. "Wait a minute, let's get some pictures of all of us first." He calls to the twins, "Come back to shore so we can get some pictures." Maggie grabs Junior and gives him a big hug for one photo. Stacy and Trudy come to shore and they take turns posing and taking pictures of each other. Kevin asks Matt to take some photos of the five of them. They pose with the river in the background, then the mountains on the other side facing away from the river. Matt hands the camera back to Kevin. "You guys get in the water and I'll take some more," Kevin tells them. Kevin takes about a dozen more photos, puts the camera away, and grabs an inner tube and catches up to them. They float around, splashing and chasing each other on their inflatables. A little while later, Junior asks Kevin if he and Matt can go back and play with his cars. Of course, Kevin lets them. Then the four of them float around their area for a little while until Kevin decides he's hungry and announces it's time for lunch. Getting back to shore, Kevin and Maggie grab a couple of towels to dry themselves. Stacy and Trudy do the same. They all pitch in and make sandwiches except for Matt. He wants to check in with his family but promises Junior he'll come back later. They eat their lunch, and after they clean up, Junior snuggles up against Maggie. "Are you tired?" Maggie asks him. "Yeah," he answers. "I got up early." "We know," Maggie says. "Come on, I'll take you back to the tent." Kevin gets up too. "I'll carry him, baby," he says. "He's heavy." Kevin picks him up and they walk to the tent. He's asleep as soon as Kevin lays him down on the sleeping bag. "He always fights sleeping until he can't stay awake any longer," Maggie says. Kevin agrees. He always has. They stand and just look at him. "He seems older," Maggie says. "I know. I think this week has been quite an experience for all of us." They watch him sleep for a few minutes, then leave. They close the fly cover on the tent, but leave the flap open. Walking back to the river, they see Stacy and Trudy sitting in their chairs waiting. Stacy has Mojave Crossing in her hand. She holds it out to Maggie. She's already opened it to Chapter 9. "I guess you two are ready for more of the story," Maggie says. Both girls nod their heads. Kevin and Maggie sit down, and Maggie slips her fingers between Stacy's and the book and begins to read. Tel Sackett has his gold and is ready to leave Los Angeles. He realizes he never did see the Pacific Ocean and goes a different way to Ben Mandarin's ranch to get his mules. First he stays out in the canyon for a night and most of the next day. He arrives at the beach and checks in at the Santa Monica Hotel. He exchanges his gold for cash with the hotel manager, then walks around town sightseeing while admiring the Pacific Ocean. After sleeping in a bed in the hotel for the night, something he isn't used to doing, Tel heads for the Mandarin Ranch to collect his mules. Dorinda Robiso is there, ready to leave with him to Arizona. Tel goes in to say goodbye to Ben Mandarin, an old pirate. Ben thanks Tel for helping him, then tries to kill him, but misses with 2 shots. Tel and Dorinda leave. As they're riding along the trail north of Los Angeles, Dorinda is talking to Tel about what they'll do with Ben Mandarin's gold, but he has no intention of going to get it. She removes her hat, which signals the bad guys. She also grabs Tel's hand as he reaches for his Colt, and they've got him surrounded. "That's the end of that chapter," Maggie says as she looks ahead in the book. "We're almost done. One more chapter, then there's an author's note and a little biography of L'Amour at the very end," and she hands the book to Kevin. Kevin takes the book but says, "Why don't we finish this later and go for a swim?" "What about Tel?" Trudy asks. "He's in trouble." "He'll be in the same trouble in a little while," Kevin responds. They all get back into the water with the inflatables. Then the girls want to have races swimming across the river. After both Kevin and Maggie let the girls win several times, Maggie says it's time to check on Junior. "We'll go," Stacy offers, and they swim to shore, then race each other to the tent. Kevin and Maggie lie on their rafts and float on the water, holding hands. A few minutes later, Stacy, Trudy, and Junior come racing back. The twins let Junior win. The three of them grab their floatables and paddle out to their parents. "Did you sleep, son?" Kevin asks Junior as he comes up to him and Maggie on his inner tube. "Yeah," Junior answers. "Are you wide awake now?" Kevin asks. "Yeah," Junior answers again. "Have you seen Matt?" he asks. "No, not yet," Kevin tells him. "Do you want to race across the river?" Kevin offers. "Okay," Junior answers and starts swimming. Kevin pulls Maggie's raft close, gives her a quick kiss and tells her he loves her. He swims after Junior. All of the kids were good swimmers. They had a pool at home, and the kids had taken swimming lessons at a young age. They swam every day during the summer. Both Kevin and Maggie also enjoyed swimming and always encouraged them. Kevin let Junior reach the rocks on the other side of the river, then caught up to him. Stacy and Trudy were right behind Kevin. They brought Junior's inner tube with them. Maggie had Kevin's. He boosted Junior onto the rock, then pulled himself up as well. He took Junior's inner tube from Stacy and his from Maggie, and they all got out of the water and sat on the rocks. After they'd caught their breaths, they talked about what a great time they'd had all week. The three kids agreed that the raft ride was the best part. Junior was also excited about catching the fish. Kevin and Maggie looked at each other, both very proud of their children. End of Part 9.